Just off the east bank of the Cumberland River and across the water from the Tennessee State Capitol building, there's a look at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good one as the Titans get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Check. Walk it before. Let's go.
They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. That one complete to Yeldon. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 44-yard line. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Allen's throw into the hands of Brown. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Brown signed with the Bills in March. Last year he was in Baltimore, 4 seasons in Arizona prior to that, but they're hoping that Brown can add a lot of speed to this offense, which he should. Last year in Baltimore, 715 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Allen now on 1st down. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Jeffrey Simmons brings him down, and that's a play he's going to remember. The first sack of his NFL career. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. And he's going to go down again. Jeffrey Simmons in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. Mariota and the Titans break the huddle, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, Mariota. That's the rookie with the catch, A.J. Brown. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a first-time 1,000-yard rusher from a season ago, it's Derrick Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 41-yard line.
What we got? What we got? What we got?
He finds Corey Davis. And he's taken down inside the 30. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 28.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively. On 2nd and 12, Mariota, and he'll hit his tight end, Walker. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 17-yard line.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing is Mariota. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a man closing in on 15,000 career rush yards, Frank Gore. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A big play here for the Bills. 49 yards on the ground.
Bills first down.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Stephen Hauschka for the point after. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip.
Makes the score Bills 10, Titans nothing.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Mariota hands to Henry. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on 2nd.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And he locates Walker, complete. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 43.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel great about their opportunity.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Allen to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's McKenzie. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a pickup of 17 on that one, and a Bills first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Throwing now is Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
I don't know about you, but if I'm the offensive line coach right now, I'm having an absolute fit. This team that they're going against has 3 sacks, yet they rank dead last in the league in sacks coming into this game.
Maybe overlooked them a little bit?
Could be. I don't know if it's the scheme. I don't know if they've just gotten fortunate along the way. I have no real great answer for it, but we're seeing something you don't often see.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Allen. He's going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Isaiah McKenzie with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Hauschka adds the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go. Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Check pass, check pass.
3rd and short yardage. Mariota. And this one complete to Smith. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
50 the mic, 50 the mic. Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
A first down carry for Henry. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space.
That's caught inside the 20. And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Corey Davis, his second touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point put through by Succop, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment. I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
We saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. The pass to Brown as he hauls it in. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. I will remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And now it's second down.
Mike. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball.
They run it from the gun with Yeldon. He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite an excellent display of footwork. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McKenzie. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 24 yards.
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Let's go, D. Switch it.
On play action, Allen. Eluding the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Play action. Now it's Allen. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
First down, Buffalo.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Now Allen. Over the middle, complete. That's McKenzie. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Now T.J. Yeldon, and he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Here's Yeldon. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Buffalo. T.J. Yeldon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock.
It comes, and he lost the football. Mariota had it jarred loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Now, we had the fumble last week. Now, here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. From the gun, Allen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that, and we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Now after the made field goal, Hauschka back out onto the field to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with a field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Around the NFL, a game going on in Washington. The Patriots, they've widened their lead even further. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tennessee getting the first down on a big play of 18 yards. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now a carry for the shifty Dion Lewis. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
They'll stay with Lewis here on first down. Tremaine Edmonds, the Bills' leading tackler as a rookie last year, in on the stop there. On 2nd and 7, Mariota. This will be caught by Brown. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Henry fighting for the marker, but I don't think he got there. He did not. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
General, fast. 41 Mike.
They'll run for it with Henry. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. They only got a couple, but a couple is all that they needed as they convert on 4th.
1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
49's the mic. Watch 49. All day.
Now Mariota. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
On 3rd down, Mariota. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now it's Yeldon. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The defensive end, Cameron Wake, brings him down.
Cameron Wake makes plays like that look simple because I think he plays with excellent leverage. Really does a nice job of being lower than the offensive guys trying to block him, and gets underneath them and goes up and down the line of scrimmage to make those types of plays.
And kept him to a short run play there. Forced out to his left. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 33. Now, he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. From the 30 on 2nd down, Allen. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Daquan Jones fighting his way home to get the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Dane Cruikshank. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
What you just saw there, first-round talent, second year, even more success. A pick 6 for a touchdown.
A great play. And it's tough for these guys, you've told me before, to adjust in the secondary as a first-year guy. So that sophomore season is big for them.
They really started to expand the playbook for them even more. Sometimes they dumb it down a little bit to make them comfortable year 1. By year 2, they should have all the nuances, and now they've adjusted to the speed of NFL play as well.
Showed right there. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
A first down carry now for Yeldon. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Mike,
On play action, Allen. And that is incomplete. T.J. Yeldon, the one he was looking for. And that takes us from second to third down.
Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Allen. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mariota gives to Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 18. He's able to rattle off 6 on the carry, and that'll get him to 3rd and 4.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Alpha.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
First down. First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
To throw Mariota. They set up the screen for Henry. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
To the air again, Mariota. And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Off the edge, Jerry Hughes gets the sack. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 37. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So after the INT, it's Allen. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jeffrey Simmons able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. They'll get their receiver involved here. It's Brown. And this Tennessee defense for the 2nd straight play gets him behind the line. They're not messing around. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daquan Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll be out of bounds, and how good was that? They'll say the 3-yard line. That's where they spot it.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They begin with Henry. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Mariota now. And an alley to run. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
That's another Titans first down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Come on, boy. You back there.
Mariota on 1st down. It's caught by Davis. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this fourth quarter. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. From the gun, Mariota. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Mariota. Got him in. It's Brown. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 24-yard line. Mariota. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Delaney Walker. His 1st touchdown on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point up and good by Suckup. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Bills are going to recover. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
Money! Month 59! In your face!
The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
How many of y'all came to win?
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you.
Yeah.
Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up.
Yeah.
I can't spend the day with you. I'm out of my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright.
Yeah.
I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I'm made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support ride. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my hit is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. Beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet.